Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are new here, hey, my name is Tenna and welcome to my circus. If you can tell by the title, I went and I got a bunch of stuff from Colourpop in this little bag. I'm testing out the all-new Colourpop foundations, face powders, all that good stuff to see how it works, see how all this stuff lives up. And I have done my best to not watch anybody else's reviews so that I could like make my own unbiased opinion. Trust me, I've been like dying to like watch other people's stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right on into this. If this is something that you're interested in seeing, go ahead and stick around. Otherwise, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I don't know why you wouldn't. Otherwise, let's go ahead and hop right on into the video. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and hop right on into this video. If I look a little bit tired and a little bit burnt in here, it's because I am. I spent all day yesterday out on the river here where I live, and it was like 103 degrees, so like I'm really tired. So if I look like a little bit run down and stuff like that, it's because I am, but I'm here. So anyway, let's go ahead and pull out a couple of these things that I got. I ended up getting two foundations because I wasn't sure which one was going to work. I love that a lot of these makeup companies, when they're a little bit more of an e-commerce brand, they're starting to put comparison shades online of which foundations they relate to. That way it's easier for you to pick out your shade. Unfortunately, these two shades are compared to other shades that I wear. One of them was comparable to the Fenty foundation shade 330, which is, I believe, this guy right here. And then there was another one that was compared to the MAC foundation NC42, which is also my foundation shade, which are these two different ones. So I've said, screw it, they're cheap enough, I'll just buy them both and we'll see which one works the best. The foundations, they retail for $12 a piece. And the ones that I got, this first one right here is in medium dark 135. So it is this guy right here. It comes in like a nice little bottle, and it looks like it has kind of like it has a pump top. It does not have like a cap or anything to it. So it looks like it's a twistable one so that you can actually lock it back in place when you're not using it, which is like really nice for travel. And the second color that I got was in medium dark 145. So I got the two shades that were kind of right next to each other. But yes, these retail for $12 and is their No Filter Matte Foundation. So basically what it says about this foundation is it says that it's developed for the selfie age. Our full coverage natural matte foundation delivers flawless looking skin from day to night. The oil-free lightweight formula blends smoothly and is easily customizable to create the coverage you want. Build it up or sheer it out. It was developed with innovative soft blurring pigments to deliver true color while looking and feeling natural. The lockable pump is easy to use and keeps your routine mess-free. As always, 100% cruelty and vegan. So let's go ahead and try these two out, figure out which one is going to match my skin tone the best. So yeah, they definitely look a little bit different, and I think that's crazy that they were like, you know, I think this one might actually work a little bit better, just because it's starting to get into summer, I'm getting a little bit darker, things like that. So let's go ahead and try this one first. This is in the color medium dark 145. So let's go ahead and try this one out first. I just want to try it on the side of my face. It is a little bit of like a runny consistency. Let me zoom in on my face, that way you guys can kind of see. Let me swatch these on my face just to see which ones will look better. All right, nice and zoomed in. Let's go ahead and just put this right here on the side of my face. That looks a little, that actually might work. So that's the medium dark 145. And then let's try the other one, which is the medium dark 135. Oh yeah, that one's way too light. So, good thing that I got the 145 because the 135 would not have worked. So yeah, basically you can see those right there. So let's go ahead and go in with the medium dark 145. 135, we're gonna have to save that girl for winter because it ain't gonna work today. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pump this all over my face. I actually wanna try using this with a brush and a beauty blender just to see which way I like better as far as applying this. I am a little bit worried just because it is a natural matte foundation. I don't know what it means by natural matte. That might mean that there is somewhat of a dewiness to it, which would be nice, but I have extremely dry skin, so matte foundation tends to not look that great on my skin. So I'm gonna try both methods, a brush and a beauty blender, to see which one works better for me. Usually if I have to use a matte foundation, a beauty blender works better as far as not kicking up any of my texture or my dry skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and try these both out. So they're runny, they're definitely running. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Morphe Y6 foundation brush. I'm gonna take that and blend it out on this side of my face and see how that does. So I definitely think that it's kind of like a medium to full coverage. It definitely seems like it could be buildable. And so far it's actually looking pretty like satiny. So it blended out very, very well with the brush. I was a little bit worried that it would kick up some of that texture that I have, but it has not yet. Now this side I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Beauty Blender and see what difference that makes. So the Beauty Blender definitely gives it, I think, a little bit more of like a natural look, but it definitely shears it out. It's definitely not as full coverage as when you use the brush side. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more full coverage, I would definitely go in with a brush. Otherwise, if you're looking for more of a nice, like natural, not so, you know, thick coverage, then I would definitely go in with the Beauty Blender. But both sides look really nice. So far, it's not emphasizing any of my texture at all. No creasing thus far, and it definitely looks to be more of a satin formula. It's not necessarily matte, so I'm wondering if that's what they meant by natural matte, is that it's actually more of like a satin finish. It's not dewy, but it's also not matte, which I actually really like this. Yeah, so this blends out extremely well, and it's really pretty, and it looks so nice on the skin so far, you guys. I'm actually not mad at this at all. And for only $12, like, this is gonna give people a serious run for their money. I like it so far, so let's go ahead and use the other products that came in with this and see how everything else works out. I did pick up another No Filter concealer, just because the one that I currently use is fine. It's just, I think it's a little bit too close to my skin tone, and I wanted a lighter one, and they have changed their shades and added new ones and like renamed them since I purchased my last one. So I actually got this one in the color medium 26. If we open it up, this is what it looks like right here. So these guys retail for $6. I like the formula of them. I don't know if they've changed much. I know the only downside that I had of them last time is that they do oxidize. So we'll see if they still do that now. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this with the Beauty Blender. I just like applying my concealer better with the Beauty Blender that way. So let's go ahead and take this new concealer that I have, apply this and see if they've fixed the oxidization on these. Ooh, that's light. Hello, hey girl. Well, hopefully I don't look as tired as I did earlier then. Then this concealer just wakes me right up. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Beauty Blender. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it on out. So it's still oxidizing a little bit. Nothing too terrible, but it definitely blends out lighter, so the No Filter concealer still blends out very, very nicely. It blends in seamlessly with the foundation. Alright guys, so far the foundation concealer I already knew was good, but the foundation and concealer are both looking amazing. Next thing in this box here is we have got the No Filter setting powder, which this guy retails for $9. It comes in 3 colors. It comes in translucent, banana, and I believe like medium dark or deep dark or something like that. I got it in the shade banana, just because I think that's a little bit more fitting for my skin tone than the translucent one, which I believe translucent you can use on everybody, but I think this one just works a little bit better for my skin tone. So basically this is what it looks like. Just comes in a really nice sleek jar. I actually really love the packaging on this, and you get about 8.5 grams of product in here. And it has like the little holes on the top there, so that's how you shake it out. Kind of just like a little miniature like Laura Mercier. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap some of this into the lid, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply this onto my face with my Beauty Blender, and we are gonna bake the under eyes. So we got some on our Beauty Blender. I'm gonna go ahead and push that into the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit for just a couple seconds, minute, and then I'm gonna go ahead and dust it off, and we'll see what it looks like, what it feels like, all that good stuff. But this does seem to be a very finely milled, nice powder. So definitely set the under eye really nicely. I don't have any creasing. It feels very like velvety smooth. Don't think that it's going to replace my Laura Mercier or anything like that by any means, but it's definitely a nice setting powder. You know, I think that once you get used to some of these things, you're always going to stick with them. Like Laura Mercier is always going to be a really good one. But if like Laura Mercier is something that you can't really afford, I definitely think that this is a good powder. Like I'll probably still continue to reach for this one. It's actually really, really nice. And it sets in, it's not powdery. It doesn't like make my face look cakey or anything like that. And the last thing that we got in here was the No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, which I have been getting a tiny bit oily this summer. You know, so far, just like with the heat and things like that, you know, I tend to get a little bit more oily. This guy retails for $9 as well. These definitely have like a great price point, all of them do. I got mine in the color medium dark. So that is the color that I got to match my foundation, and this is the packaging that it comes in. It's very cute, very nice white sleek packaging, and has the nice silver Colourpop detail to it. So let's go ahead and open this guy up. I don't know what kind of medium dark this is lighter than I am. Okay, interesting. I'll go ahead and take like a nice little powder brush though and just kind of try it out. See, it's definitely gonna be like sheer, but I'll definitely take it, and it has like a nice mirror on the inside too. And just kind of push it into the skin, see what happens. It's just to kind of set the rest of the face. So definitely, it's very sheer. I think that the true test of this will be later on in the day when I start to get a little bit oily in my T-zone. And using this, I'll definitely do a check-in later and like let you guys know how the foundation held up all day and how this worked. But I don't know if this is necessarily gonna work that well as far as just like putting it on now, because I'm not oily or anything like that. You know, it's probably gonna be best just for like touch-ups throughout the day. So anyways, you guys, that is it. That is all of the products that they just came out with in their No Filter foundation collection. I think that all these products are seriously amazing. I think that they're great, and they have such a great price point. I honestly don't know how Colourpop does it. Like, they are able to put out some amazing product for such a good, cheap price point that everybody can afford, and I think that's so amazing. So basically, if this is something that you're interested in and something that you want to get your hands on, I very highly recommend it. Especially, you know, if you can't necessarily afford to get all of the expensive foundations and things like that. I definitely think this lives up to like all other like foundations, things like that. Like, I don't look cakey, I don't look creasy, I don't look powdery, I don't look anything like that yet. So I think this is great. I will check in with you guys later on today and let you guys know how all of this worked. Just to let you guys know, it is currently 11:13 in the morning, so I will check in later on and we'll see how this worked. Hello friends, we're back. We're back. It is 7:09 p.m., which means I've had this shit on my face for like 8 hours. I purposely sat outside so that I would get greasy AF so that we could actually test out the No Filter pressed powder. I've only used it once today, so yes, I am a little bit greasy. The temperature is about 101 degrees today, so I purposely sat outside that I would get like really greasy, disgusting, and gross, because I wanted to see if this was like worth it, if this was like a good touch-up powder. And I feel like after I filmed the first portion, I watched a bunch of other people do their portions, and I feel like they used it as like contour and other things, and like things that just didn't make it seem like it would work. So like I decided that I'm going to just bake myself out in the sun and make myself a freaking grease pot so that we can test this out. So here we are. Here's the powder. I'm gonna take my little unicorn brush and we're gonna swirl around in here. We're gonna get us some product on this brush and we're gonna go ahead and just dabble over the face and see if it's a good touch-up. So let's do it. I'm sorry, 8-hour foundation who? This works extremely well. I was like super freaking greasy when I put this on, and it just seemed to just kind of soak up all the shits, and I'm kind of here for it. And I don't look cakey at all by any means. I haven't had any creasing. Usually if I do crease in a foundation, it's usually under my eyes here and on my little smile lines. And if we zoom in, well, it's not even zooming in. I always say zoom in and it's just me like throwing my face into the camera. So we're gonna do the Tenna Ghetto version of zooming in, but if it looks like this, if you can see up close, there's no cakiness. My skin looks like fine. I've already used this blotting powder already once today, but I decided I was gonna let myself get like really, really nasty for this check-in video so that you guys can see how it works. But now that I put it on, I just feel like I look really healthy, nothing really crazy going on. There's no cakiness, there's no dryness, there's no like oiliness, there's no like nothing crazy. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, especially for how much this foundation costs. Like, I think I look pretty damn good. So I've worn it for 8 hours. It's 101 degrees outside. I've hung out outside. Didn't throw myself into water. That would be like the other test, but like I also don't wear foundation when I go swimming. Some people do, not my steez. However, I'm here for it. I think that it works really well. I think that the foundation works amazing. Obviously, we've already known that I think the concealer is amazing, and like the blotting powder is like, it's cool. Like, it made me go from a greasy nastiness when you first saw me to back to normal. And that was the second time that I've had to do it in 8 hours, which is not bad considering that it's 101 degrees outside. And I decided to hang out there purposely and sweat and get oily and greasy just to test this out. So this is pretty damn good. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So, final verdict on this entire Colourpop No Filter collection. Foundations, totally worth it. Again, for those of you that are wondering, or if you have forgotten at this point, I use the shade Medium Dark 145. That is the one that worked best for me at this time. We're going into summer. I've spent a lot of time outside already at this point. Therefore, I'm a little bit of a darker shade. This one may come in handy come December when I'm a little bit lighter and back to like my winter shade. So I will save this for future foundationness. Concealer is amazing. You guys already knew that. I use the Colourpop concealer quite a bit. And then the powder, I think this is amazing. I think that's a really good touch-up thing to have in your bag when you're on the go, when it's hot outside, when you know you're gonna be like greasy, oily, sweaty, any of the things. I'm here for it. So anyways, you guys, that is it. Highly recommend getting your hands on this entire collection, especially if you're somebody that can't afford all of the makeup, things like that. It's something that I say a million times on this channel all the freaking time. You don't need to keep up with all of the different makeup trends that are going on right now. At the end of the day, whatever is on my face right now, you're not gonna know what I use to do that. So you could dupe the hell out of people all day. You could drugstore it up all day and just have like skills at makeup, and nobody would know that you're using a $5 eyeshadow palette versus a $50 eyeshadow palette. Like, I mean, realistically right now, like, do you know what I have on my eyes right now? Unless you watched my last video, but like, I mean, nobody knows. But anyways, just to wrap this thing up, yes, in regards to me bringing up my last video, actually the lipstick and the eyeshadow that I did in this tutorial is actually from the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Thirsty collection. My last video, if you want to check that one out, is actually on that entire collection, and I am doing a giveaway until this Saturday, the 30th, and I will be closing it and announcing the winner on Sunday morning. So if you guys want to enter it, if you're interested in that, if you want to see how the Thirsty palette did on me, all that stuff, you can check out my last video and you'll be able to check out this entire thing. Otherwise, you guys, that is it. This whole collection was amazing. I'm here for it. I really have like no downside to it. Like, I'm literally shook. I'm so shook, especially for the price. Like, this gives so many good like foundations a run for its money, and I just feel like, you know, minus like my highlight that's there, like I just feel like I look really healthy and just like glowy in general, and I'm like here for it. So that is it, you guys. Thank you for following along on this tutorial. We'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.